with unit number 7. Okay, the name of the unit is We Had a Great Time. I hope, as I had told you guys last week, I hope you guys have revised unit 1 to 6 because we have done simple present tense in that, which is very, very important for us. Now, in this unit, we will be looking at past tense. Okay, so I don't want you guys to get confused with it. Clear? Okay, 1 second. Tell me when my screen is visible. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, as I said, name of the unit is We Had a Great Time. Okay, we had a great time. म्हणजे we had a great time. मी खूप छान time spend केला आम्ही, बरोबर? Now, over here, as I told you, we are going to be looking at past tense, but before we go to the actual unit, we are going to watch one quick video, which is kind of a riddle. Okay, you have to listen to the video and tell me the answer to the riddle. Do you guys know what is the riddle? माहिती आहे का riddle काय
Coda.
असतं? Sorry?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, मला मराठी word नाही माहिती आहे. Okay, so even if you guys tell me the Marathi word, I won't know. I just want you guys to know what is the riddle. If you guys don't know, just Google it quickly. But we are going to do a riddle, kind of a puzzle, we can say, which we have to try solving. Okay, so you guys are going to watch the video. It's the bridge riddle over here. So try to listen to it carefully and we have to try to solve it. Of course, you will get the solution at the end, but first you have to try solving it on your own. Okay, ready? Shall I play the video?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it audible?
Yes.
Taking that internship in a remote mountain lab might not have been the best idea. Pulling that lever with the skull symbol just to see what it did probably wasn't so smart. The lab assistant, and the old professor. You've gotten a head start, but there's only one way to safety. Across an old rope bridge spanning a massive gorge. You can dash across in a minute, while the lab assistant takes 2 minutes. The janitor is a bit slower and needs 5 minutes, and the professor takes a whole 10 minutes, holding onto the ropes every step of the way. By the professor's calculations, the zombies will catch up to you in just over 17 minutes, so you only have that much time to get everyone across and cut the ropes. Unfortunately, the bridge can only hold 2 people at a time. To make matters worse, it's so dark out that you can barely see, and the old lantern you grabbed on your way only illuminates a tiny area. Can you figure out a way to have everyone escape in time? Remember, no more than 2 people can cross the bridge together. Anyone crossing must either hold the lantern or stay right next to it, and any of you can safely wait in the dark on either side of the gorge. Most importantly, everyone must be safely across before the zombies arrive. Otherwise, the first zombie could step on the bridge while people are still on it. Finally, there are no tricks to use here. You can't swing across, use the bridge as a raft, or befriend the zombies.
Okay, did you guys understand the scenario? What you have to do? Do you guys understand the situation? Basically, you are an intern on a remote at a remote place, I would say, and you are the intern, and there are zombies which have escaped. Zombies are behind you. There are in total 4 people, including you. You are the intern. You have a professor. You have a janitor, and you have a lab assistant. Janitor काय असतं सगळ्यांना माहितीये का? Janitor, housekeeping staff ने janitor पण म्हणतात. Okay, the one who cleans everything. He's called janitor. Uh, there are four people, and you have overall 17 minutes to cross the bridge. Now, all of you can't go together because only two people can pass at a time because the bridge is very, very old. Okay, okay, and you guys have to all pass over the bridge and then cut the ropes after going to the other side so that zombies don't follow you. Now, each person will take different time to pass the bridge because of course आपण सगळे slow fast असतो आपल्याप्रमाणे. Correct? Now the timing was given over there, the timing that each person takes to walk. This is you. You only take 1 minute. This is the janitor. He takes 5 minutes. This is the lab assistant. She takes only 2 minutes. And of course, professor is an old person, I would say over here. So he takes whole 10 minutes. So, of course, there are two people who need to go together as there is only one lantern. And the person who goes needs to come back also because we need that lantern while passing the bridge, while walking over the bridge. So now you have to tell me की कसं आपण हे पास करणार आहोत. पहिलं कोण जायला पाहिजे, कोण परत यायला पाहिजे, नंतर कोण जायला पाहिजे, कोण परत यायला पाहिजे. And you have to tell me the answer so that everything gets done in 17 minutes. And there are no shortcuts. You have to pass over the bridge. Okay? Guys, I'll give you only 1 more minute, okay? You can't take so long. Are you able to solve it? Is anyone able to solve it? Nobody? Guys, unmute and answer. जमतंय का नाही जमतंय का अजिबात नाही जमतंय का थोडं थोडं जमतंय?
नाही मॅम समजत नाही.
Okay. Vaishnavi, Gauri, Mansi. Nobody?
नहीं समझते मैम.
Seriously, it's very easy. Okay,
while people are still on it. Finally, there are no tricks to use.
let's look at the solution then.
At first, it might seem like no matter what you do, you're just a minute or two short of time. But there is a way. The key is to minimize the time wasted by the two slowest people by having them cross together. And because you'll need to make a couple of return trips with the lantern, you'll want to have the fastest people available to do so. So, you and the lab assistant quickly run across with the lantern, though you have to slow down a bit to match her pace. After 2 minutes, both of you are across, and you, as the quickest, run back with the lantern. Only 3 minutes have passed. So far, so good. Now comes the hard part. The professor and the janitor take the lantern and cross together. This takes them 10 minutes, since the janitor has to slow down for the old professor, who keeps muttering that he probably shouldn't have given the zombies night vision. By the time they're across, there are only 4 minutes left, and you're still stuck on the wrong side of the bridge. But remember, the lab assistant has been waiting on the other side, and she's the second fastest of the group. So she grabs the lantern from the professor and runs back across to you. Now, with only 2 minutes left, the two of you make the final crossing. As you step on the far side of the gorge, you cut the ropes and collapse the bridge behind you, just in the nick of time. Maybe next summer you'll just stick to the library.
Did you understand now at least?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes.
great. Now, over here, the first exercise we have is the snapshot part, of course, where we look at top 8 leisure time activities in the United States. Now, what do we mean by leisure time activities?
Free time activities.
Free time activities or activities that you enjoy doing. Very good. Now, over here, the first thing that you have to do is you have to tick mark the activities that you do in your free time. जे वरती दिलेत त्याच्यामध्येच you just have to tick mark the activities that you do in your free time. Done? Okay, next
Yes,
you
ma'am.
have to tell me three, like you have to list down, you have to write down three other activities that you do in your free time. When we say three other activities, the activities except these that you do. Okay, हे सोडून अजून कोणत्या activities करता तुम्ही that you have to write down.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what are your favorite leisure time activities? Tell me quickly. Gauri, you can start.
My favorite leisure time activities are spend time with family or friends and singing songs.
Okay. Okay. Vaishnavi.
My favorite activity in watching movies, song.
What else? That's it?
Yes.
Okay. Mansi.
Uh, my favorite activities are watching TV, spend time with family,
Hmm.
and also drawing, cooking, and
Wow.
stitching.
Teaching?
No, no, stitching
Okay.
dress वगैरह.
Stitching, stitching. Okay, okay, okay.
Yes.
Ajinkya, what about you?
My favorite leisure time activities are watching TV, watching movies, spending time with family and friends, reading, hearing audiobooks,
Listening to audiobooks.
listening to audiobooks.
Hmm. That's it?
That's it.
Okay, great. My favorite time activities are reading books and watching movies. Yes. Okay, now here we have a conversation. You guys have to read the conversation. I want Vaishnavi and Ajinkya to read the conversation. Ajinkya, you can be Rick, and Vaishnavi, you can be Meg. Okay, read the conversation quickly.
What did you do last weekend, Meg?
So I had a great time. I went to a karaoke bar and sang with some friends on Saturday.
How fun? Did you go to Lucky's?
No, uh, don't we went to that new place downtown? How to about you? Did you go anywhere?
No, I don't go anywhere on weekends. I just stayed home and studies for today's Spanish test.
Our taste is today. Forgot about that.
I forgot
Don't
about
worry,
I forgot about that.
don't worry. You always get an A.
Okay, very good. The conversation is pretty easy, but again, they're talking about past tense. So, what did you do last weekend? Me, मुझे last weekend काय केलं? Oh, I had a great time. I went to a karaoke bar. It's a karaoke bar. What do we mean by karaoke bar? Any idea, guys?
Where music
Karaoke.
is there and you just have to just go and sing there. It's like
Correct. Yeah, you get the lyrics on the screen and you just need to sing. Okay? म्हणजे दुसऱ्यांना आपला आवाज ऐकून नुसता त्रास द्यायचा असतो basically. Okay. So I went to a karaoke bar and sang with some friends on Saturday. So he says, how fun? मैंने कितनी मजा. Did you go to Lucky's? So Lucky's, we can see it's a proper noun, so maybe it's the name of a restaurant. Then here she says, no, we did not. We went to that new place downtown. How about you? Did you go anywhere? You too, कुठे गेला होतास का? No, I didn't go anywhere all weekend. I just stayed home and studied for today's Spanish test. म्हणजे मी study केलं Spanish test साठी. So again, he's talking about past tense. So she says, our test is today. I forgot about that. Then he says, don't worry, you always get an A. म्हणजे basically topper आहे. Correct? She's that student. It's called being that student. Now we will We will listen to the same conversation first, and then we will listen
Unit
to the
7.
second part of the
We have
conversation. Okay? I will play it. Tell me once it's on.
had a great time. Page 44, Exercise 2, Conversation. Did you do anything special? Part A. Listen and practice.
So, what did you do last weekend, Meg?
Oh, I had a great time. I went to a karaoke bar and sang with some friends on Saturday.
How fun! Did you go to Lucky's?
No, we didn't. We went to that new place downtown. How about you? Did you go anywhere?
No, I didn't go anywhere all weekend. I just stayed home and studied for today's Spanish test.
Our test is today? I forgot about that.
Don't worry, you always get an A.
Okay, clear with the pronunciations? Now, let us listen to the second part of the conversation. Here, you have to focus on the question, what does Meg do on Sunday afternoons? म्हणजे Sunday afternoons ला Meg काय करते?
Page 44, Exercise 2, Part B. Listen to the rest of the conversation. What does Meg do on Sunday afternoons?
So, Meg, what did you do on Sunday?
I stayed home in the morning. I just watched TV and read.
How about in the afternoon?
Oh, I worked. I have a part-time job at the university bookstore.
I didn't know you had a job.
Yeah, I'm a cashier there. I work every Sunday from 2 to 5.
Page 4.
Okay, clear? What does she do? What does Meg do on Sunday afternoons? Guys, you have to unmute and answer. If you be on mute and answer, I won't be able to hear you guys. What does Meg do on Sunday afternoons?
She goes to
She
library,
goes to
work
job.
there as a cashier.
Okay, Nancy, you were saying something.
Yes, she is doing job. So
She
on
does the
Sunday
job.
afternoon,
She works. You can
he does
say.
the job. He works at a university bookstore as a cashier.
Okay, very good. Okay, so she works. You can say she works on Sunday afternoons. She watched TV and read. She worked in the afternoon. That's the correct answer. Okay. Okay, now over here, next part that we have is the simple past tense. Now, you guys remember we started the tenses in unit number 2. We looked at simple present tense, then we revised it thoroughly. Then in unit 5th, we looked at present continuous tense. Now, over here, the most used tense that we have is again simple past tense. Okay, now before we move to simple past tense, we will look at the uses before we move to the sentence structures. Now, the uses of simple past tense is simple. First, we use it to talk about an action that took place at some point of time in the past. Okay, when I say it took place at some point of time in the past, it got over in the past also. Past मध्ये ती action झाली आणि past मध्ये संपून गेली. That's it. Okay. So it happened in the past. It got over in the past. There is no relation of it in the with the present. He took over as the principal last year. The child smiled to see her father. Next, we can also use it to talk about an action that took place over a period of time in the past. म्हणजे एका टायमाला ती ऍक्शन चालू झाली आणि दुसऱ्या टायमापर्यंत ती चालू होती ऍक्शन बट अगेन इट गॉट ओव्हर इन द पास्ट ओके sometimes we can also use it to talk about a habitual action जी आपण पास्ट मध्ये रिपीटेडली करायचो बट आता आपण नाही करत. So you can use it in same way, the way we use simple present tense. But here we are talking about past. We are not talking about something that we do right now. Example, she always attended her classes punctually. So जेव्हा past मध्ये ती क्लासला होती तेव्हा she always attended the classes punctually. Okay, understood? Now, before we move to the sentence structures, we need to know what is V1, V2, V3 form of the verb. Now, we already know V1 form of the verb. We have looked at it in unit number 2. V1 form of the verb is the as it is form of the verb. Now, the V2 form of the verb is where we use the past tense form. Now, when we talk about verbs, we have two types of verbs, regular verbs and irregular verbs. Correct? Regular verbs are nothing but जे ed form मध्ये change होतात. They always add ed to them to change into past tense and the present tense. Okay, past tense and V3 form basically. Okay, irregular verbs, when they change into V2 and V3 form, they totally change. The ed मध्ये change नाही होत. That is the reason they are called irregular because they don't have any regular pattern of changing. Okay, for example, when we change regular form of verbs, we will say walk, walked, walked, talk, talk, talked. Correct? Arrive, arrived, arrived. That's how we will use. They remain as it is in V2 and V3 form. But when we have irregular verbs, they will be like go, went, gone. So we can see that they totally change. See, saw, seen. Correct? They totally change. Understood this part? Now I'm going to give you some verbs quickly. You have to tell me the V2 and V3 forms. Okay? The verb send. How will we use it in V2 and V3? लवकर.
Send ना
Send,
ma'am.
sent,
Hmm. Is it a
sent.
regular or an irregular verb?
It is irregular verb.
Send, sent, T at the end. Okay? And V2 and V3 are same. Choose. The verb choose. Tell me the V2 and V3 form and if it is a regular verb or an irregular verb. Guys, answer.
It is ma'am irregular verb.
Hmm.
Choose, chosen. Um, first
Choose,
participle I don't know.
chose, chose, which is with single O, and third form is chosen. Okay. Now the next verb is drive. Drive. Guys, answer नाही तर मी तुमचा उद्यापासून क्लास घेणार नाही मी सांगते तुम्हाला. परत 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 नाही विचारणार आहे मी. माहित नाही तर माहित नाही तरी सांगा. So I'll tell you the answer. If you say silent, at
Thank
least
you.
tell me the wrong answer if you guys know or something. Drived म्हणा मी सांगेन तुम्हाला answer. But I want you guys to unmute and answer. मी कम्प्युटरशी नाही बोलू शकत आहे. नाहीतर मी रेकॉर्ड करून सेशन पाठवून देते.
नाही माहिती.
Tell me the answer. Drive,
drive, drove, driven.
very good. Drink,
Drink, drunk,
drank, and drunk.
V2,
V2 form is drank,
drank,
D-R-A, and V3 form is drunk. Okay?
drunk.
Sing, sang, sung. Sing, sang, sung. Now, next, last one. Cut. C-U-T, cut. Or P-U-T, put.
Ma'am, it will remain same cut.
Very good. Okay, there is no word as cutted. There is no word as putted. They don't change in V2 or V3 form. They remain as it is. So that is the third form of verb again that we have that you need to know. Okay, there are many words in this category. Now, that's what we mean by regular verbs and irregular verbs. Now, in simple past tense, we use V2 form of the verbs. We don't use V3. V3 फक्त आपले perfect tenses मध्ये use होतात. Okay, that is something that you need to know again. Here we will use V2 form of the verb. So our sentence structure is simple as it is a simple tense. we will use subject, V2 form of the verb, and the object. I went to school every day. He went to school every day. If we are talking about negative sentences, then we will use the word did with not. आता आपल्याला माहिती आहे आपण सिंपल प्रेझेंट टेन्स मध्ये डू यूज केला. डू चा V2 फॉर्म असतो did आणि V3 फॉर्म असतो done. Okay. So here we are using V2 form of the verb do. So will we change our main verb over here? No. जो आपला रूल सिंपल प्रेझेंट टेन्स मध्ये होता तसंच एस आपला डू सोबत यूज होत आहे सो आपण एस परत नाही ऍड करत वर्ब सोबत करेक्ट सेम वे here we are using the V2 form of the verb do which is did so we will not use V2 form of the verb we will use V1. I did not go to school every day. He did not go to school every day. I did not went to school. Many people might use it, but it is incorrect English. Remember that. Same way, we have the questions. Did I go to school or just quickly? Okay. You guys write fast, okay?
Done.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Next. Just write down the uses. You can skip the examples. You'll get the examples in your notes also. Okay.
Done, ma'am.
Huh. You already know V2, V1 form of the verb, so I'm going to skip this slide. Write down the sentence structures quickly. Give me 1 minute, okay? Hmm. Done with this? Write down the interrogatives. Done?
एक मिनट.
Okay, do it fast. Just write down the sentence structure. No need to write the examples.
Done, ma'am.
Okay, do the exercise quickly. Okay, verbs are given on the right hand side. So look at the verbs and use them properly. Observe the interrogatives and negatives. Did कुठे use केला गेला आहे? Observe that. Okay, and make it properly. Give me 2 minutes. I will be back in 2 minutes. Okay. Done? झालं का?
Yes, ma'am.
Last round.
Okay, finish it fast.
Done, ma'am.
Okay, Gauri, Vaishnavi. Okay, I have sent a list of irregular verbs also in the group. Make sure you go through them and try to remember them. Write them down in your notebook. That's very, very important. Now, the answers over here. First one, Ajinkya, tell me quickly.
Uh, did you stay home on Sunday, on Saturday?
Mm-hmm. Continue.
No, no. I called my friends. Uh, we drove to cafe for lunch.
Very good, correct. Number two, Mansi.
Yes, ma'am. How did you spend your last birthday?
Mm-hmm.
I had a party. Everyone enjoyed it, but the neighbors uh, did not like the noise.
Did not like the noise. Very good, correct. Okay, next,
Ma'am, it
Gauri.
does not manner.
Nine, I did not, no? Past tense, no? Hmm. Gauri, next, number four.
What did you do last night? I saw a 3D movie at the Cineplex. I loved it.
Very good. Number four, Vaishnavi.
Did you do anything special over the weekend? Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I did. I went shopping. Unfortunately,
मध्ये full stop आहे. मध्ये full stop आहे. मध्ये full stop आहे. Yes, I did. I went shopping. Okay, continue. Unfortunately,
I spent all my money. Now I am broke.
very good. Now I'm broke म्हणजे काय? मी आता गरीब आहे. Okay, I don't have any money left with me. Okay, did you go out on a Friday night? No, I did not. I invited friends over and I cooked dinner for them. That will be your answer. Okay, clear? Very good. And here we will stop for today. We will continue in the next session where we will look at the pronunciation rule of did you, and then we will continue with the vocabulary over here. Okay, in the unit, in the drive link, you will also find a vocabulary list for this unit. Make sure you try to do that for homework. Okay, don't miss upon that. Okay, any confusion, any doubt over here? Yes, no.
No, ma'am.
No,
No.
ma'am.
Okay, great. Make sure you revise unit 1 to 6. Also, you revise the unit 7 that we have learned today. The topic, second topic that we have in this unit is the easiest one over here, and which is how to use was and were, which I am sure you guys might know about it already. That's what we are going to look at, but we are going to do a speaking practice in the second part. Okay, so make sure you have revised simple past tense thoroughly. Okay, clear? Yep. About
Yes.
Wednesday, I want you guys to let me know if you guys are available or not. Accordingly, I'll plan to keep it a holiday or take the class. I am available. I do not have any commitments. Okay. Wednesday is Mahashivratri. So you guys let me know in tomorrow's session whether you are available or not. Okay. Chalo. Bye bye then, guys. Good night. Bye.